Hello everyone. This is my presentation on Al Furqan Academy, balancing faith, identity, and academic excellence. This is related to our course Critical Issues in Education. This is presentation is going to be about multicultural education. It's going to be about faith-based education, religion in education, and but also it's going to be about school choice as well, which also ties into the course. So Furqan was founded in 2014 in Lilburn, Georgia. It's a private, faith-based K through 12 school. It follows public school standards, but the unique thing that it does is that it also offers optional faith-based studies as well, which is key for many families, especially those that are navigating different types of cultural, language, and economic differences and challenges. This school represents the kind of meaningful choices that uh, parents often grapple with, uh, and that school districts and lawmakers and policymakers often consider when they make their judgments on policy. When I looked into their mission statement and I interviewed the principal there, these are some of the things that really stood out to me when it comes to answering the question, what exactly do they do? So apart from the K-12 education, they do have that memorization, scripture memorization, and Islamic studies along with that. But also, the school, it seems that they place a very high value on character development and spiritual growth, and they support many students from diverse cultural and linguistic backgrounds. Looking closely at the student demographics and the student population, I came to the conclusion that this school currently serves mostly South Asian populations. So that's countries like Pakistan and Sri Lanka, India, Bangladesh, in addition to other minorities and other refugee populations as well. There are small populations of students from Central Asia, in addition to African American students as well. And one of the main themes that we discussed with the principal was some of the challenges that these populations have when it comes to financing their education as well, which we're going to talk about in an upcoming slide. So why do they do it? And what's the purpose of having Al Furqan, a faith-based school in Georgia? Uh, the question comes up, aren't public schools fulfilling the needs of these students already? And you would say that one thing that, or some of the things that Al Furqan does, or some of the things, some of the objectives that they have, is that they want to provide an education that's rooted both in faith and academic rigor. Also, many students, they come from different types of culture and different ways of life with different belief systems, and their parents feel like it's important to preserve those. And Al Furqan tries to do a good job in preserving cultural identities as well as religious identities, and they want to ultimately create a safe, affirming space for migrant students, but all students, but students in general. As far as their operations go, one important topic that kept on coming up in the interviews was that they rely on student tuition, they rely on donations. And so this is very different from a public school where the budget is set by government authorities. And to a certain extent, the funding is provided already, and the school doesn't need to go outside of itself, outside and really raise funds to sustain itself. And so Al Furqan is quite different that way. that they rely heavily on donations from community members and also student tuitions, which can range from anywhere around 700 to $1,000 per month. Other than that, it's structured very much like a traditional school, but it just has faith-based options in the curriculum. They're completely optional. The school, however, along with the being structured like a traditional school, it does emphasize, perhaps more so than a public school, discipline, moral development, and they provide more academic support than perhaps what you would get at a public school. So there are a number of challenges this school faces. You could say that affordability is a major issue. They do offer financial aid, but demand is very high, and not every student can be admitted to the school that wants to be admitted to the school that seeks admission, that seeks um, faith-based education, that especially wants some of those optional options, those options that Al Furqan provides. And so availability, first off, is one barrier and one challenge, and the other is affordability. So these two challenges really stood out to me. Another key theme that keeps on coming up and that's tied to the course readings as well is the issue or matter of promoting social justice and equity. And so schools like Al Furqan, I feel like they do promote social justice because they provide students with a place to freely to be themselves freely without judgment. On the other hand, there is the matter of equity as well, just like how there are schools, faith-based schools, for other religions and denominations. There should be spaces where people who really value religion, who want that type of education, for those people, there needs to be institutions that cater to their needs as well. So moving on to the interview, and I've spoken about a little bit about the interview in this presentation a little bit before. I pointed out a couple of times, but really, if I was to kind of summarize my conversation, my interview with the principal, I would say that the principal emphasized that financial aid is limited and demand keeps growing. They also spoke about the importance of cultural responsiveness, something that I felt really connected with the course readings that point to the fact that families should have the right to seek schools that reflect their child's identity. And I saw from the principal as well that at Al Furqan staff are aware of the complexity of their work, and they're committed to ongoing conversations around growth and acceptance. So there are a number of opportunities that have presented themselves in my brief introduction with Al Furqan. I could volunteer, but there's also openings at Al Furqan for teacher assistants as well. And so this could be a job in administration, curriculum planning, kind of taking a more kind of just zooming out and looking at the experience as a whole. But also there are opportunities to get into the classroom and observe and listen and perhaps learn from these young ones as well. So there's both types of options there. This option or similar schools, they offer great options for, I think, all students that are interested in multicultural or faith-based education. So to conclude, Al Furqan, it really shows and highlights the issue of school choice. It's not just about policy, it's about dignity, identity, it's about belonging. And I feel like when private schools are done right, this becomes more than, or these types of institutions become more than a place of pure learning or acquisition of knowledge, but I think these places can be institutions that promote true growth as well. And so when I say growth, I mean growth in knowledge and learning, but also character growth and moral development and development of just different types of values and belief systems and faith as well. So wrapping everything up, these are the references that I used throughout my presentation. The key was the interview with the principal at Al Furqan Academy. Al Furqan Academy, their website is also there for anyone to check out. This is directly, my presentation was directly tied to two different sources from our course as well.